My goodness. Greetings. Long time no see. Um, I have a few spare hours tonight, and I thought I might just do what some refer to as a haul video. Though it's not really a single haul, it's more of a collection of titles I have bought over the last 2 months. All PlayStation 1 games. I have a very large pile. Hang on, let's start that again. Hello, I have a large pile of PlayStation 1 games that I have acquired over the period of 1 to 2 months. And I thought we might look at some of these. Some of these you're going to look at and go, that's a good purchase. That's a good acquisition there. Yes, that's good thinking. It's a good get. Some games you're going to be thinking, okay, wouldn't have chosen that one myself, but okay. And some of them you're going to be thinking, what the fuck? Why? I thought you had good taste. What is wrong with you? Why would you spend money on this trash? And I shall get into that when we get to those titles. So, let me take this big ass pile of shit up. Hang on. Uh-oh. Sorry. It's just headphone cable getting in the way, causing problems. Okay, let's just do this safely in a way that does not damage anything. Let's be like, oh, they're on the keyboard, they're pressing keys on the keyboard, that's not good, don't do that. Bad PlayStation games, don't press buttons on the keyboard in case you accidentally do something you're not supposed to. Hang on. Oh well. Yeah, I've got about 20 odd here, I think. These are games that I did not go out of my way specifically. It's not like, I need these exact 20 odd games. I'm going to go out and look for them. These are games that, over the previous 2 months, I just, you browse eBay, as you do, and you catch sight of things, and you think to yourself, I should probably have a copy of that. And some games you're just like, I've never heard of that before. And some you're just like, there are games that you have not thought about in 20 years, and it's the first time, like, your memory has passed your frontal lobe since that time, and you just get this flash, like, oh my god, this is a thing that I remember playing at some point in the distant past. And why won't this pop-up go away? Hang on. Fuck off, sea cleaner. Oh my god. It'll go away in its own time. Anyway, let's get this headphone cable out the way, gently. Let's not have another falling tower of PlayStation. Alright. Some of these we will play. Most of them will just drift on by. Like strangers in the night. Exchanging glances. Okay. First one I got was... these are in no particular order, by the way. I'm not like, this is the order of most expensive to least expensive, or, most precious to least precious. There's no ordering here. These are just how I just happened to stack them on the floor next to my desk. Anyway, first one. Hang on. Actually, first of all, how about if I just take this webcam window and I just do this. Oh god. Oh no, you can see my bad hair. Oh, I got all like sticky uppy bits all over my hair, all over my head tonight. It's a bad hair day. That's one of the perks of losing your hair, is you no longer have to worry about bullshit like style and like, you know, what kind of shampoo you have to use, or fucking whether or not you lay on your hair. It doesn't fucking matter, because, you know, once every 3 to 4 weeks you just take a pair of clippers and you go bzzz, and it's gone. You don't have to worry about it again. I shall be doing that tonight. Anyway, first game. These are all European games, of course. You know. First one, Descent. It's the PlayStation port of Descent. This was a purchase I got primarily because it was dirt cheap. This is a £5, around £5, including postage. Whereas, you know, if a game is decent and it's around the £5 mark, it's like, well, I'm just gonna get that because I don't have a copy. Like, why not? It's that cheap. But anyway, this is a surprisingly good version of Descent. It's very. Tell you what, we'll play a little bit of it. Let's do this. I'll put this on the let's play this pile. That's a game I like. All right, next game. I'm following a theme here. Descent 2. Now, the PlayStation version of Descent 2. This one was not cheap. This was about around the £10 mark. And honestly, I could take or leave this one, to be honest. It's not. I mean, Descent 2 is disappointing. Tell you what, we'll get into why it's disappointment. I'll put this on the play pile as well. Alright. Third game. This has got a dirty case. I need to get some rubbing alcohol and clean off this sticker residue on this case. Anyway. Overblood 2, which is a action horror game published by Eon Interactive. We're not going to play this in this video because I was hoping to do something with this at some point in the future, because this is one of those PlayStation 1 era horror games that kind of fell between the cracks, that very few people think about anymore. This game has an amazing manual, by the way. Let's just look at this manual. It's a 2-disc game, so the localization in this manual, the translation in this is incredible, because even though this is published by Eon, this was a Japanese developed game. Yeah, the specifically the character names in this game scream Japanese person trying to come up with character names that sound Western. Tell you what, because these are hilarious to me, and they have the signs. I'm going to open up this drink. Drink of choice tonight is Krabby's alcoholic ginger beer. So let's have a look here. Here we go. Got the characters page in the manual. Characters. Arcano. Brani? How would you pronounce that? Arcano. Sorry about this webcam. The focusing is not particularly great. It's not really intended for focusing close up. Arcano Brani? It's this like blonde, Chris Redfield looking motherfucker with ridiculous hair. Under comment, main character, impulsive and straightforward, does not worry about trivial things. Okay. Well, he's 24, so he probably wouldn't. Okay. And there's the second main character. Chris Lane Becker. Her name is Chris Lane Becker. You see what I mean when I say these character names sound like a Japanese man trying to make up names that sound Western? It's like, okay, it's like, yeah, I'll just take some vaguely Western sounds and just jam them together, and there we go, we have a Western name. It's just incredibly, just like, what? Oh, here we go, we have this very serious looking middle-aged businessman called Veltor Curtis in his burgundy suit with his briefcase. There his name, Veltor Curtis. Under comment it says, usually calm with a very strong scientist viewpoint. Do they mean scientific viewpoint? Or do they... it's not clear whether that's a typo or intentional. I don't know. Then we've got this other middle-aged man, looks like some kind of mechanic dude called Navarro Gene. And it's just like, okay, Navarro Gene. Yep, those are two Western names that they have just sort of jammed together in random order. Very active and lively for his age. Okay, it tells me nothing. And then we've just got this incredibly tall-looking Japanese dude called Kondo, with a tiny head. I can't tell. Is his head tiny, or is his body just massive? Like, you know what they've done? I'm looking at some of these names, and they make... I'm not going to say they make more sense, but they seem to flow off the tongue better if you say them the other way. So, this dude called Veltor Curtis, I could just call him Curtis Veltor. And that sounds like a more natural-sounding Western name. I'm assuming, because in Japan, people always put their family name before their given name, whereas in the West it's given name first, then family name. I think this was a localization error that somebody didn't account for, whereas they've just written the names in the format that they normally write them, and whoever's responsible for localizing this has just been like, yeah, okay, Veltor Curtis, whatever, that's a weird name, without realizing they've just, yeah, they haven't properly swapped given name and family name, because a lot of these names suddenly are less ridiculous when you say them backwards. Like Gene Navarro is a far more believable name than Navarro Gene. Curtis Veltor is better than Veltor Curtis, you know what I mean? Brani Akano, still ridiculous, but not quite as ridiculous as Akano Brani. But then you get to the one exception, which is the lady, Chris Lanebecker. Whereas you say her name backwards as Lanebecker Chris, you've got the same problem all over again. So it's like, wait, what happened? Did they properly swap the names for one character but not the others? You're trying to figure out, like, what the fuck is going on here? Anyway, I would like to visit this game in depth at one point at a later date. So I tried to get a copy of Overblood 1, but Overblood 1 is surprisingly expensive. Like, I was actually I bought Overblood twice because both copies that I saw on eBay for a decent price were damaged in some way, but they were damaged in different ways. So I bought both copies and then just combined the two broken copies to make one mostly okay copy that's in mostly good condition. And the price of those two copies of Overblood 2 ended up being less than a single copy of Overblood 1. It's like, I don't know. I might have another stab at trying to get the first game, but it's not entirely necessary, because this is the interesting one, I think. Anyway, no, this goes over here in the non-play pile. Alright, fourth game. Risk. Yeah, I bought the PlayStation copy of... Uh-oh. My Target PC went to sleep. Hang on. So yeah, I bought the PlayStation copy of Risk. I don't know why. Again, this isn't just another case of it was dirt cheap, so I thought, why the fuck not? I don't know, might be a laugh one day. Emphasis on one day. I appreciate the old classic Electronics Boutique sticker on the box there that they have not peeled off yet. Yeah, we might look at that one day. It's a novelty. Next game. Nuclear Strike. So, this is a game I've been looking to get my hands on for a while. And because I'm a big fan of Soviet Strike. Soviet Strike is one of my all-time favourite games from the PlayStation era. I love it. It's so... Oh, it's so self-serious. I can't tell. Is the game intentionally like tongue-in-cheek, or are they entirely self-serious? This game, like Soviet Strike, is very like Jerry Bruckheimer, like late Cold War style, like Tom Clancy style bullshit, where we stop wars before they happen by, by basically committing war crimes. Oh, okay, Soviet Strike, I love you, but Jesus Christ. And then this, which I did not realise until very recently, is actually a direct sequel to Soviet Strike. So it's the same characters doing, like... Because typically the Strike games have all kind of existed mostly within separate pocket universes. So you've got the original trilogy, which was Desert, Jungle and Urban, all exist in that separate universe, and then you've got Soviet and apparently Nuclear, which are also their own separate pocket universe. And I am looking forward to this. We might put that in the play pile. We'll come back to that. Next game. Weakest Link. This is a laugh. Again, this is another game I got because it was dirt cheap, and it's kind of a laugh to look at. I'll tell you what, I'll be right back. Okay, I've returned. Okay, moving on. Tell you what, let's just do these next two in one go, shall we? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? First and second edition. I have a soft spot for quiz games. I kind of enjoy them. We should do something with these at some point. These would be a good, like, goof-off video. Because I had a quick look at these, and the production value on these is kind of impressive. They get, like, more money was spent on these than they probably had to. You know. And these are from when the show was in its prime, the early 2000s, because I think this one was... Yeah, this first one says copyright 2000 on it, and this second one says 2001. So yeah, these are from when the quiz show was in its prime. We should look at those at some point. And Weakest Link. We should do a early 2000s quiz show video. That would be funny. All right. Again, I also got those Who Wants to Be a Millionaire games for like dirt cheap. Here we go. Toka Touring Car. Now, some of you might be thinking, doesn't he already own a copy of Toka Touring Car? I swear I've seen him play Toka Touring Car before. You've seen me play Toka Touring Car 2. Not the first one. I own the second one, but not the first one. Yeah, it's a high quality racing game from Codemasters. And I will not be able to play this for you tonight because this is a PlayStation 1 game with pretty notorious copy protection on it. And I do not have, well, I don't have the PS2 or the PS3 anywhere near me tonight. They're all kind of out of the way or boxed up or in another room, and I don't really want to spend time to set them up. So any games we do play will be done on emulator, and this is one of the games that, without applying a patch or a fix, will not run correctly on an emulator. Not because the emulator can't play it, but because the game has copy protection that prevents it from being played on a non-PlayStation. So we'll do that at another time. Let's get to the more obscure shit now. Here we go. Tunguska, Legend of Faith. This is I'm not sure what this is. I don't know if this is an action game or an adventure game, or... This is just a game that I saw on eBay one day, and I did a quick look up on it, and it's just like, this looks interesting as hell, and I've never heard of it before. And I'm just fascinated by weird, obscure shit like this. We might look at that. Oh, classic. Dino Crisis. Do not own a copy of Dino Crisis. Have never actually played Dino Crisis, if you can believe this. No, never. Not once. I've seen other people play it. I've seen plenty of footage of it, but I've never actually played it myself. So I thought, well, may as well get it. There's a copy here on eBay for not too much money. I may as well grab this, and I did. We cannot play any of this tonight because, again, like Toka Touring Car, this game has some rigid copy protection that, unless you patch around it, does not let you play it on an emulator. It gets to the the ubiquitous Capcom survival horror screen of, this game contains scenes of violence and gore. That's on the start of every Resident Evil game, and both Dino Crisis games. And then it will just sit there and hang and won't move on. And I've tried it on multiple emulators, but nope, just sits there. So I've come to the conclusion that that's probably copy protection kicking in. Alright, here we go. This is a classic. Some G-Police. The PlayStation 1 sure does have a lot of games about futuristic police, doesn't it? You've got G-Police 1 and 2. You've got LAPD Future Cop. There's a car-based action game called Crime Killer, where you play police. It's basically a less good version of Twisted Metal, except you play the police. There's at least a couple of others I'm forgetting about right now. But yeah, there's a weird number of games on the PlayStation where you play as hyper-violent, high-tech police murdering hundreds of people in the name of justice. A little bit weird. The 90s were a strange time. Let's put this on the play pile. Next. Ooh, Forgotten Gem. Ronin Blade. What have I told you that a game just like Onimusha, well, not just like Onimusha, but very similar to the PlayStation 2 classic Onimusha from Capcom, came out on the PlayStation 1 years before Onimusha. This game is cool. This game is Onimusha before Onimusha. We will be taking a look at that. Ooh. Death Trap Dungeon. Now, Death Trap Dungeon is not a good game. Death Trap Dungeon was a game that I remember at the time. I think I was 10 years old. This was a 97 game? 97, 98? No, I think the PC version was 97. And this version, the PlayStation version, was 98. Yeah, this was a game that I remember you heard a lot of people being very disappointed about this game. Like, this was a game that had a lot of a lot of publicity build up, like, oh, Death Trap Dungeon's coming. It's being, it's being made by Eidos, the people who make Tomb Raider, and it's going to be like Tomb Raider but with swords and magic and shit. And it came out and it was shit. And yeah, I would definitely like us to have a closer look at this at some point. This is a game that not only looks like it's made, but it's fucking put out by Eidos, and why it does, like, Eidos owned. Wait, did Eidos own Core in '98, or were Core still technically independent in the late '90s? They might have still been independent, but yeah, Eidos should have gotten Core to make this game, because this game looks worse than Tomb Raider and it runs way worse than Tomb Raider. Yeah, oh dear. We shall have a look at that at some point, not today. Oh, here we go. Speaking of disappointments, RoboPit 2. Sequel to the secret best fighting game on the PlayStation 1, RoboPit. Oh no. It's got that it's got the kiss of death on it. It's got that Phoenix Games logo in the bottom corner, which means it's almost guaranteed to be dog shit, and unfortunately this game is not good. RoboPit, I really enjoy the first RoboPit. That is a great, like, it's a fighting game RPG. Like, there is, like, it's not just a straight fighting game like a Street Fighter or a Virtua Fighter. It's like you are building a character, you are upgrading that character. That character is earning experience points and getting stronger the more they fight. It's a cool game. We should look at that at some point. And this sequel is trash. Like, the back of the box, it's got this horrible, like, budget release look to the box as well. I mean, not just because there's the Phoenix Games logo in the corner, but it's like, look at the back. Look at the way the back is formatted. There's something about the text formatting on the back of this box that to me at the time would have screamed budget release. A new battle awaits you and your customized original robot. With 147 different parts and 72 colours, you are free to customize and coordinate as you please. Employ the attachment ball support mechanism. That's one sentence. Employ the attachment ball support mechanism. What does that mean? You can also use the booster to fly. Combination and special attacks at your command. Yeah. We might look at this. I don't know. We might look at this. Ooh, here we go. Forgotten Gem. Bushido Blade. So, Bushido Blade is it's a fighting game from Squaresoft, and it was basically their take on the weapons fighter genre, which was blowing up at the time. Games like Battle Arena Toshinden and Soul Blade and the original Dynasty Warriors were games that were fairly popular on the PlayStation, where, you know, instead of punching and kicking each other, you were stabbing and slicing each other with swords and axes. This was Squaresoft's take on that genre, and their whole take was, what if we did like a more realistic like take on weapons, on fighting with swords? And you might think, wait, realistic fighting game about fighting with swords? But surely if you stab a guy with a sword, he would just fucking die. Yes. This is the only one I know of. This is a fighting game where if you get a single clean hit on your opponent, that he's fucking dead. Because when you get stabbed by a sword, you're fucking dead. Like, your health bar, I don't care, if your health bar could be completely full up, if you take a full on, like, clean hit to the midsection or head from your opponent's weapon, you're dead. It's one hit KO. This game is very much, you have to play this game defensively. This game relies on you guarding at the right, guarding, parrying at the right time, dodging. You don't just smash the attack buttons and wail on each other like you do in Soul Blade. You know, it's biding your time and waiting for the right moment to strike, and then you kill that motherfucker in one hit. Not always. Some attacks do slight damage, like I think kicks and glancing weapon hits take chunks off your health bar, but yeah, if a guy straight up stabs you through the midsection in Soul Blade, you get back up, provided your health bar has enough health left in it. If somebody stabs you through the midsection with a sword in Bushido Blade, you're fucking dead. Great game. Incredibly hard. Alright. Alright, this one. Movie license game. Oh, my PC went to sleep again. Oh no. Oh well, I'll just leave it for now, it's fine. Men in Black, the game. I remember when this game came out. I played the demo of it, couldn't figure out what I was supposed to do, then forgot about it forever. So this game kind of plays like a Resident Evil clone. It's like, you know, pre-rendered backgrounds and character relative controls, aka tank controls. And this game has a cool premise. This game doesn't really follow the plot of the movie. You're still playing as K and J, but you're like doing other missions. Like each level is its own separate mission, you know, that you've been asked to do by the MIB, and it's kind of a really cool concept that kind of face plants. It's a shame. I would like to look at this in greater detail at some point. Talk about the kiss of death from bad companies putting their logo on the front of your box. Straight up, there's a Gremlin logo on that box. Gremlin were an extremely mediocre developer. Some might call them Britain's acclaim, because all they ever seemed to put out was like extremely mediocre shit. We will look at that at some point in the future. Ooh. So, some of you might remember me talking about a series of games on the PlayStation, like first-person adventure games that make use of like a sphere. Like they put the camera inside of a textured sphere that is textured like a 360-degree view, that is textured with a 360-degree view of an environment, and you can click on different parts of the environment to move to another, you know. And they were quite interesting because, like I said, you've got a full 360-degree view of your environment at all times, and they were kind of neat. Bit low res, but neat. This is another game that uses that engine. Versailles, a game of intrigue. This is probably one of the lesser known games in that group. June 21st, 1685. Somebody wants to destroy Versailles. It's daybreak and you're in charge of finding the fanatic. Fanatic? You only have one day and the palace is an awfully big place. Will you be able to save Versailles? Versailles is an adventure game that puts you to the test in a spectacular 3D reconstruction of the Palace of Versailles. Step back in time and live everyday life hundreds of years ago as you meet some of the greatest figures of the court in your desperate search for the perpetrator. Yeah, okay. And this looks like this game was made with some funding from a museum by the looks of it. Yeah, it's partially funded by a museum, this game. So this is technically edutainment, but it's made by an adventure game developer, so that's interesting. Also, if you couldn't tell, the developer of these games is French. Cryo Entertainment, or Cryo Interactive, depending on where you read it. Yeah, it's using the Omni 3D engine, which a ton of adventure games that they put out at the time used. Games like the Dracula trilogy, the Atlantis trilogy, Amazon, the Explorer's Legacy, Necronomicon, and a couple of others. We should look at that at some point. I want to get the mouse. I want to get this on on actual hardware, because mouse support on the PlayStation emulator is a bit iffy, so I might as well just get my actual PlayStation mouse and we'll look at this on hardware at some point. Next, the PlayStation version of Civilization 2. Now, this is a game that I've heard about from a particular friend of mine over the years, and he remembers it very fondly, although he has some very bad things to say about the load times. Like, he would specifically tell me stories about how he would finish up his turn, click end turn, and then walk away for like 10 minutes while, you know, the AI did its thing, which sounds insane, but it is definitely worth investigating. Because I took a very quick, like 5-minute look at this a couple of weeks ago, and this seems perfectly playable. This seems okay. Granted, I was playing a small game with only like a handful of AI opponents, so we will have to test this out on a giant map with maximum number of AI opponents to see how the end turn loading is. We'll have to check that out. V2000. This is an obscure little game. Made by developer David Braben. It says here on the back, the follow-up to the classic 80s hit, Virus. So, I don't know, I should look that up. I'm assuming it's some sort of Commodore game or something. Hang on, let's have a look at this. Let's look this up. Let's. I should look it up. You know what? It's a British developer, so 1980s British development. What would that have been? That would have been. What was that? Right. Microphone's in the way of the keyboard. Here we go. 80s. Let's just type in 80s game Virus. Oh no, they've just. Is this the game they're talking about? It's an Amiga game from 1988, and it's called Virus. I'm willing to bet this is probably the game. Are we sure this is the Amiga version of the game? Could be the DOS version of the game. Yeah, look up the top there, DJ Braben. Would that be the same David Braben on the front of this box? Most likely. You're about to see Virus Demo Mode, otherwise press space. So let's see what Virus Demo Mode looks like. Oh, let's be helped if I perhaps close this. Looks like some kind of open world combat flight sim, but you're only able to render a postage stamp sized section of the world map at any one time. Oh my goodness, look at this. Oh, the frame rate's great when you fly up into the sky. Look how smooth the frame rate is when all it has to render is your ship and a bunch of like stars, and then oh my god, oh no, there's ground. (1988), you say? This is some sort of like aerial, like isometric aerial combat game, but in like a rudimentary 3D engine. Like, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. That's kind of impressive for the time, I think. This game is way more impressive than this. Anyway, the rest of the box says V2000 plunges you into a series of surreal worlds where virus-spitting alien creatures are part of everyday life. Rescue people and set them to work. Turn the alien-possessed creatures against each other. Use your brains and your bombs to stop the virus from destroying your world. Explore and save 30 massive worlds, over 50 different types of alien creatures, train people to make 20... Yeah, that's right, because this game has base building in it, which is interesting. This game shares a lot of ideas with Magic Carpet, in the sense that you are exploring a full 3D world with a weaponized vehicle, you know, destroying enemies and gathering resources, and you're building a base somewhere, and part of this is you're actually rescuing people from different parts of the world map and then taking them back to your base, and then those people will help build your base and actually help like upgrade your craft, and they will actually defend your base. They'll man guns on your base to defend it from attacks. It's kind of cool. Trophies and secret exits improve your rank and give access to hidden worlds. Master the flight controls. Yeah, something else I remember from this game. The controls are fucking bad. They're really like not intuitive at all. This is one of those games where you really need a DualShock, because the game will make use of every function on that DualShock. Master the flight controls against various adverse weather conditions. Marshal your robot forces against the invasion. Yeah, we should look at this. It's made by I can't read that. Is that Frontier? There's a Frontier logo on the back of here. Frontier, creators of Elite. So the fact that they had something to do with this makes a lot of sense. Anyway, let's get out of this. Let's leave that running in the background, whatever. Okay. Here we go. Very early PlayStation 1 game here. This is, let's expand this view again. Okay. There's some Rascal by Psygnosis. When would this have been? 96, 97? I want to say 96. No, it's got to be at least 97, because it's got analog controller compatible, not DualShock compatible, analog controller compatible, because there was that very short period of time where Sony was had an analog stick controller for the PlayStation that was not branded DualShock, and it didn't have rumble support, it just had analog sticks. And then when they added the rumble support, they added rumble to it, they then rebranded it as the DualShock. So find the secret time tunnels to the past, present and future. Discover 18 unique levels within 6 3D real-time settings. Rebuild the time clock, the pieces of which are scattered through time and space. Rescue your dad and save the world from Chronon, the evil time overlord, and his army of baddies. You can tell it's a British developed game because it says baddies on it. Do all this and get your homework in on time. Main character design by Jim Henson's Creature Shop. If you say so, it looks like a pretty generic character design, especially for the 90s. Just a guy in a t-shirt and backwards hat and glasses. Yeah, really unique character design there. You really needed to hire fucking Jim Henson Studios to design that. Next one. Medieval. This is a PlayStation 1 cult classic. This is a game that not a ton of people played. At least not outside Europe. This was fairly well known in Europe, but outside of Europe, this is far more of a cult classic than just a classic. But yeah, this is a game that if you played on the PlayStation when you were younger, you probably have very fond memories of it, because this is an incredibly charming action game. There was a remake of this that came out a few years ago on the PlayStation 4, and I've been playing some of that, and that is a very, very good and faithful, some might say too faithful in some regards, remake of this classic PlayStation 1 game. I would love to play some of this for you tonight, but I cannot, because this is one of the games that has copy protection on it. So it does not... So the copy protection on this game is a lot sneakier than the other two games I've mentioned with it, because the copy protection in this game lets you play as far as the demo does. So if you ever played the demo of Medieval, you get to play the first 2 levels, and then when you get to the church on the hill, that's where the demo ends. And when you hit the church on the hill in this game, and you're playing it on an emulator, like fat black screen and error symbol in the middle of the screen. Just like, nope. So essentially, if you try to pirate this game, all you get to do is play the demo, which I think is pretty clever. It's pretty good use of that technology, I think. All right, moving on. Sequel to Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, is Oddworld, Abe's Exodus, which is a extremely charming little game, just like most of the Oddworld games. Extremely charming. And I think this game is actually a lot better than the original game. A lot fewer people played this one than the first one. It is actually a better game than the first one. Let's put that to the side. This was probably one of the more expensive purchases over the last 2 months. But again, still not crazy expensive. I think I spent like 20 quid on this, and it's in really good condition. So, quite happy about that. Okay, next two, because they are related, and again, this is a dirty case. This has got a lot of sticky residue on it I need to clean off. Tenchu Stealth Assassin and Tenchu 2. Two of the best stealth games on the PlayStation 1. I had never actually played the Tenchu games before. I know that they were very big at the time, and I remember seeing a lot of coverage for them in various magazines, but I never actually got to play them, which is a shame, because I was too young. My parents would not buy these games for me, because they have 18 ratings on them. They are for big kids only, which is hilarious by modern standards, because you look at the violence in these games and you're like, okay, that's not that crazy. But yeah, the game ratings were a lot stricter back in the 90s, a lot fucking stricter. You couldn't get away with any kind of blood without getting, like, you know, a fat, like, 15 or 18 age rating on your cover. It's the main reason why Perfect Dark was given like a... Was Perfect Dark a 15 or an 18? I think Perfect Dark was given a 15 because that game has some blood effects in it and there's like barely anything. It's like you shoot a guy next to a wall and it leaves a slight red smudge on the wall behind him and that's it. But that somehow, that earned Perfect Dark a 15. It's like, okay, whatever. Let's see, Tenchu 1 was 98, Tenchu 2 was 2000. I would like us to look at Tenchu 1 for now. And then, what have we got here? This next one is also a... I got it because it was dirt cheap purchase. This is Monopoly. I've got the PlayStation 1 copy of Monopoly because it was like next to nothing and in good condition. So I thought, fuck it, why not? Okay. We should do a video at some point with like that and Risk. These next two are games that I've just bought because I didn't have them in my collection, so I thought, fuck it, I just might as well get them. That is Tomb Raider 3 and Tomb Raider 4, aka The Last Revelation. They're fine, they're Tomb Raider. Whatever. I maintain that the only genuinely good classic Tomb Raider game is the original Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider 2 and onwards gets so up its own arse with its level design and its sheer amount of like action and combat. It's just, I can't, no man. The things I found fun about Tomb Raider were the exploring, the platforming and the puzzle solving. The combat is shit. The combat is always shit in these classic games, and the fact that 2, 3 and 4 and Chronicles all double down on the combat, just nah. But I've got them now, so there's that. And last one, this is Rapid Racer. It was a fairly early PlayStation game. I think this was 97. PC's gone to sleep again. Oh no, it says 96. 96 copyright on the back of this. And again, analog controller compatible, not DualShock compatible, analog controller compatible. So yeah, this was I think Sony's attempt to try and make their own spiritual successor to Ridge Racer. They thought, well, you know, we'll do what Ridge Racer did, except we'll add a spin to it. What if it was Ridge Racer but on water? And Sony of Europe. Was it Sony of Europe or just Sony in general? It doesn't say, it just says Sony Computer Entertainment. Sony thought, well, let's make a boat racing game and then we'll call it Rapid Racer, and then idiots might think it has something to do with Ridge Racer. This is a... you would call this the poor man's Hydro Thunder. That came out years before Hydro Thunder. We'll have a quick look at that. Why not? Why not? Okay. Let's get this going. Let's bring myself back up here. Let's close this window. Let's move my microphone back over here. Doop-de-doo. And I shall be right back. And I'm back. Alright. My emulator of choice is BizHawk. I like BizHawk because it's more faithful to how the games would have looked on real hardware, as opposed to more popular PlayStation 1 emulators like ePSXe, which tends to BizHawk tries to make the games look how they would have actually looked. EPSXE makes the games look how you remember them looking in your head. You know, it does not plays them at like non-native resolutions and like at higher frame rates, and it gets rid of like the dithering layer that a lot of PlayStation 1 games had. It tries to gussy them up a little bit, you know, put a little bit of spit and shine on them in a way that is not at all faithful to how they would have actually looked. Whereas BizHawk prides itself on trying to be as faithful as possible, right down to the frame rate, right down to like game performance, which is something I like. But BizHawk has not as good compatibility as EPSXE does. So if some games refuse to work on BizHawk, we will be moving over to that emulator just to see if it works. Anyway, here's Rapid Racer. I rip all my own games, by the way, so this ISO file that I'm about to play on this emulator, or bin file, BIN file, is ripped from this disc. So this is my copy. So here we go. Something about BizHawk. BizHawk even replicates the like interlaced mode as well. So interlaced high res mode on the PlayStation looks interlaced, which is something that EPSXE cleans up or tries to clean up. But BizHawk doesn't do that. Turn the game audio down a little bit. Uh-oh. Where's my control? Hang on a second, I thought I set this up. Why is this not working? What the hell? What the hell? Okay. Okay, so that is working. So D-pad up, D-pad down, left arrow, right arrow, select, start, square, triangle, circle, cross, L1, R1, L2, R2, L3, R3, and mode. So that's to switch analog mode on and off. Let's just press the N button. Okay, now it works. Now it works. Oh my god. Alright. I get the feeling this game's a little quiet. I'll turn the game down a little bit. I'm going purely off the audio, the volume audio bars from OBS here, so the game's probably drowning me out right now and I wouldn't know. One race. Why not? Oh wait, no. Back. There we go. Blue. Okay. Let's choose. So we've got 3 boats to choose from: the Waterhawk, the Wave Hammer, and the Akula. Let's go with the Akula. You can can see I've already played this a little bit on BizHawk just to make sure it runs at some point. So, Wild Water Canyon. This game's okay. Hang on. Oh my god. I have to turn this down a little bit. Oh, you can really see the interlacing. This game uses the PlayStation 1's high-res interlaced mode. And on a CRT it would look absolutely fine, but... on BizHawk it looks really interlaced. But again, that's by design, because BizHawk is attempting to make the games run exactly how they would have run on hardware. So, here we go. Oh god. Oh god, what the fuck is happening? Grab one of those green icons. Oh my god, I'm stuck. Yeah, I know! Tell you what. Oh. Try and avoid those red things in the water because they will actually fill up your turbo slots, and you want to be able to equip a turbo in those slots until you pick up a turbo to get rid of them. Which is a mechanic. Yeah, you see how I picked up one of those red balls? It fills up one of my turbo slots in the bottom left with a red dot. And I pick up another green icon, notice it goes away again. Oh my god! What is happening? What? Oh yeah, the controls in this game are not great. Understeering or oversteering. There's no in between. Everything's under or over. Ping-ponging backwards and forwards from wall to wall. It's not great. I'm going to run out of time. Oh no. Oh my god, game. Left! I want to go left! Fuck! I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Yeah, the controls in this game are nuts, all over the place. You're constantly fighting both your own boat and the... I guess it's trying to simulate water, this is trying to simulate like the flow of the water as well. So you've got the push and pull of the direction the water is going. So oh well, Glacier Bay. Doesn't respond for like a second until after you hit the button. It's not because of input latency, it seems to be because that's just generally how boats handle in real life. Tend not to start turning until like you don't tend not to start turning until you know the engine bites against the water, the hull bites against the water, so and you end up getting a situation where it's an arcade racer with like semi-realistic turning physics. It's kind of a mismatch. So I can totally see the water rendering in front of me. I can see the draw distance from the water. Wave Race 64 water, where it's just kind of like you exist in like a small square of like 20, 30 feet by 30 feet, and then everything outside is just a flat JPEG. I'm not entirely sure what's these yellow dots are doing for me. It's interesting that this game came out a long time before Midway's Hydro Thunder came out because the evidences are uncanny. Get away from me. It's not cool how AI boats will just steal your turbo. Okay, the blue pickups temporarily freeze the timer, which is cool. It's a cool idea. Get off the wall, please. Alright, we're getting close to the end now. Winner! There we go. First place. Yeah, that track was a lot less obnoxious than the previous one. bonus? What is bonus? What is bonus? What does bonus do? Oh, I don't know what this is. Some kind of bonus stage. Don't go outside. Idea what I was supposed to do there. Some kind of bonus stage. Collect all the tokens, maybe? I don't know. No upgrade available. Retry. Okay, let's retry. Oh, we're upgrading the boat. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. That's another problem with this, because they're trying to go for a more realistic handling pattern with the boats. You can't steer unless you're accelerating, because yeah, if you're trying to slow down and turn, you don't turn on a dime. You have to accelerate in order to turn. Ugh, that's kind of a pain. This game's a little bare bones, shall we say. So let's close that. Get rid of Rapid Racer. Let's have a look at V2000. Alright. What is V? That's an action game. Let's see. Boom. I think this game runs in the progressive scan on the PlayStation, so we don't have to deal with interlacing anymore, so that's quite good. Ooh, what language are we going to use? Yeah, there it is, Frontier Developments. This was one of these demos I played when I was younger that I was really intrigued by, but never ever encountered the game in real life in a shop. So the demo impressed me, but unfortunately I was never able to actually even give an opportunity to buy the game. So until now, when I can just look it up on eBay via the power of the internet. Absolute mode. I don't know what that means. Relative. Absolute. Relative. Boy, we have to look at these. Alright, new game. The controls in this game are kind of a nightmare. And this game does not run well at all. game is loud. I'm going to have to turn this down. Because, oh my god, that nearly deafened me. Yeah, as you can see, this game runs like shit. It runs really poorly. Right, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the options and turn the sound down. Because, oh my god. I don't know how it sounds for you, but... holy shit. Let's do that. Again, we've got this absolute and relative thing, and it's like, okay, display. Active camera, targeter, if fitted, enabled. Save world by killing. Okay, here we go. Oh, right, yeah. So right stick is to adjust the camera, but it's not great. Right, yes, relative. I think I understand now. Absolute. If we change it to absolute. Yeah. Okay, X to shoot. Okay, because you're not just controlling the craft, you're controlling where your guns are aiming as well. Okay, so... square is accelerate. B does something. Okay. Triangle is take flight, but we have no flight capabilities. Alright. L1 and L2 control the guns. Boy, this is not clear at all. Yeah. The controls in this game are nuts. The water looks nice though. This is some pretty nicely rendered like water for the PlayStation 1. Like, huh, okay. Oh god, just okay, what is this? Okay, now we have flight modes. So triangle to change flight mode. No, this is the one that's a nightmare because you've not much control over this. Right, we just go back. Let's fuck with the controls a little bit more because this is this game's biggest Achilles heel. Absolute 2. Full. Right. Biggest problem is the camera. If I could move the camera at will whenever I wanted to. Oh, that's shoot now. Hang on. That changes the controls. Absolute 1. Okay, targeter. Helps you aim. More fuel. Your ship has no damage. Okay, can't pick that up unless I'm damaged. Let's try going over here. Beam natives on board. Alright. Take this guy back to my base. Oof. I think you can upgrade your cargo space. As the game goes on, you can beam up more dudes. The thing that's killing me though is the camera controls. this dude. Oh my god, how do I get this guy out of my... Uh-oh. That's back. Lean forward, lean back. Oh, good. Well, we'll figure that out as the time comes. Yeah. Let's find some enemies. Seem to be two... How do I reverse? Guess you don't. Okay. Right, look, yo, what if magic carpet, but it controlled like shit? There we go. Dead spider. Okay, spider defeated. Right, let's try changing the controls back to relative again. So I hold right on the stick and I just rotate. Okay. Destroyed when all alien creatures are dead. Gotcha, understand. It is now possible to destroy the alien hive. You killed 8 alien creatures. Landscape was 2%. Your rank is absolute beginner. Go into the alien hive to change to the next level. Sure. You can offload passengers at your base, but I don't remember how. Entering medieval world. Not medieval, medieval. That was interesting. Okay, let's try... Woof. You crash into stuff here. Okay. So this time it's R1 to beam stuff up. So let's try... Aha! Yeah, and he becomes a worker, and he will maintain the factory, and the factory will output upgrades. Out the way! Yeah, flight mode is of dubious use, to be honest. Let's get another one. Let's get another one. Just kidnapping these people. Oh, that dude is not doing anything. Lights on poles show how many scientists are needed to make a discovery. Is that what that said? Let's get a bit closer to the main factory before dropping him off. Yep, there he goes. This church just kidnapped this guy. Yo, you're mine now. I mean... Are we travelling time? I can't tell. So we appear to be in medieval England. Somewhere. And we're just kidnapping people. Okay. God, I wish this game had a strafe. Too many people died. World lost. Wait, what? I guess we fucked up. Wasn't aware that was a time limit. I think we got one. Okay, he's dead as well. God, the controls. Oof. Did I just teleport that guy into the ocean? I did, and he's dead now. Left stick now controls the gun aiming. Wait. God, it's difficult to aim. Alright, let's try and get this guy in front of us, and let's just... I think we shot him? I think we shot him. God, aiming is difficult. Let's get out of here. Okay. Again, the controls not clear at all. It's just the lack of camera control pisses me off. Why can't I rotate the camera? See, he's there. Is it dead yet? I think I'm hitting it. Nope. Yeah. This game has cool ideas. I just wish it was easier to play. Alright. Close ROM. How about some G-Police? Two-disc game. This game's a lot more straightforward. That is a very strangely high-res logo.
2057. Earth's resources are completely depleted. A race to claim every ore-bearing rock in the solar system begins. (2079). Tension grows as opposing nations compete for ever-declining resources and expand their military capabilities in space.
Oh dear.
2085. Eurofed Deep Space Survey ship Argo is impounded by SDR-AF coalition forces. 3 ships are destroyed in the ensuing police action. Negotiations fail and war breaks out. 2086. The war escalates and military resources on all sides are rapidly depleted. 2087. The final fleet action takes place at Nereus Harbor, orbiting Neptune. Within days, the battle is finished. Damaged and badly irradiated, the flagship Damocles is the only cruiser to survive the conflict. The war is over. Powerful multinational corporations unite to take control and restore order to the tatters of society.
Oh no.
With little remaining military or financial resources, Earth's governments are stripped of their powers and are forced to demilitarize. The construction of capital-class armed spacecraft is outlawed. 2089. The corporations continue the exploitation of space, making vast profits to further strengthen their position.
How depressing.
Earth's coalition government is allowed to create a multinational force to keep order in the colonies. The government police are born.
So that's what G in G Police stands for. Government police. Boy, this game suddenly got a whole lot more sinister. Aren't all police forces government police? Though... aren't all police officers technically employees of the government? Psygnosis really were like cranking them out during this time. It felt like they were putting out like a big release every like 3 or 4 months.
I never intended to join the G Police. A lot of vets did after the collapse.
There's Colony Wars, G Police, Wipeout, Destruction Derby.
When
there's numerous other smaller titles.
The G Police operated like any other Earth-based force. They got slaughtered by the truckload. and it was clear that the frontiers required more forceful policing. Close air support was introduced in the shape of the AG-60 Havoc. I'd flown these babies on Mars during the war, and they were past their prime even then. Lack of funding from Earth means that these ships are still in frontline service. Second-hand machines flown by second-hand crews. Which doesn't make the job any easier. G-Police are supposed to represent government authority in the colonies, but I knew the score. Most smart cops did now. Keep the population under control and try and turn a blind eye to any shady corporation deals. G-Police are all volunteers, usually vets with time on their hands. There's a few high-minded idealists who think they can make a difference, but the majority are just running from problems back on Earth. The G-Police ask no questions. If you're willing and you're up to it, you're in. Elaine Slater
French
was one
Foreign
of the
Legion.
idealists. She was on her 4th tour as a Havoc pilot on Callisto, and now she's dead. Another good cop among many. They don't keep count anymore, but Elaine Slater was different. She was my sister. The inquiry gave a verdict of suicide linked to stress and depression. I didn't buy that. Elaine had won commendations for closing a couple of big cases, and she'd even hinted at a new romance. Depression just didn't fit the picture. If I didn't believe the suicide verdict, that left only one option. Someone murdered her and went to the trouble of covering it up. I had to know the truth. With a couple of street contacts and most of my savings, I bought a new identity and signed up as a Havoc pilot in the colonies. My military record got me a posting to the main hotspot, Callisto, to Elaine's old unit. I knew I'd have to watch my back out there. If anyone found out I was Elaine's brother, I was as good as dead.
How do you know that?
Welcome to Callisto, Mr. Taylor. I'm Commander Horton, and I run this operation.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know who you were trying to fool with that false name, Bull Slater, but it's not gonna work on me.
I'd met some of the pilots already. They seemed pleasant enough. Horton was another story. A horror story. He talked tough and looked tougher. That hunk of tin hanging around his brain hadn't slowed him down, though. He'd spotted my phony ID and was not impressed.
I don't care what
Arriving on the same flight as the internal affairs investigator hadn't earned me any brownie points either. It was plain that my new
Turn up
commander
the audio a
didn't
little bit, it's a
trust
bit
me.
quiet.
Yeah, that was okay. I wasn't too sure about him either.
We both understand each other.
As I listened to Horton, I noticed the medals he wore.
We're in the middle
A
of
vet from the
fight
Naris
here at
action.
Callisto, and I
Where?
understand
Wonder he
What
looked
medals?
half dead.
He's not wearing
And
shit.
then it clicked. He was the Horton, the last great fleet captain.
record says you're
What the
good.
hell was he doing in this backwater?
I don't trust you, Slater, and I'm gonna be watching you like a hawk. Your first briefing is tomorrow at 0500 hours in the main briefing room. In the meantime, I suggest you take a look at your unit's database and familiarize yourself with it. That's all for now, Slater. Dismissed.
Okay. We finally get to a menu, maybe. Oh my god, finally. I lose focus on the window, the controller doesn't work. Oh boy, this font. Oh no. So, this game is interesting because it's got a graphics menu. So you've got 3 sliders here. So you've got draw distance, FOV, field of view, and frame rate. So you can basically tailor the game to whatever you want. just how I have to know, how bad can the frame rate be? Actually, no, let's just go all the way up. Let's go maximum frame rate, and then we'll see how that affects the graphics. Okay, fire weapon cycle, increase thrust, decrease thrust, hover up, hover down, air brake, target toggle, okay. I have to know. Of course, if you play this on EEPSXE, you can just brute force the frame rate to be good no matter what. But
we all know that gang warfare has escalated rapidly in the past few months. We've been hit pretty hard by it. A lot of the weapons being used by the gangs are restricted military issue. We need to find out where this state-of-the-art firepower is coming from and neutralize the source. Recent information points to Krakow employees being involved in this weapons smuggling. The evidence is slight, however, and there is no clear motive for the corporation as a whole.
Oh, hey, look, it's the intro we just watched.
I have expressed our concerns to their president, Natalie Argenta, who was naturally denied any involvement. Argenta is coming over on the next shuttle, which arrives in 4 days. I can't give an official directive here, but off the record, keep a close eye on Krakow activities. I think they're hiding something. As you're probably aware, Internal Affairs are now investigating us, so no foul-ups, no heroics, and definitely no friendly fire incidents. Understood? Keep your eyes open out there, do your job, and get back in one piece. We can't afford to keep losing pilots or gunships at this rate. Mission briefings are at 0500 hours tomorrow. Good luck, people. Dismissed.
Alright.
One of the major Callisto corporations is suspected of smuggling arms into the colony. Unfortunately, we are yet to determine which corporation is to blame. We have received certain details from an informant, suggesting that the latest shipment will be arriving on the next inbound transport. The inventory
Give the audio another
10
boost.
cargo containers, which are to be loaded onto tractors and delivered to the appropriate shipping addresses. Orders are to scan the incoming transports while attempting to identify the smugglers. Once the convoy leaves the spaceport, you must perform a weapons scan on all containers. If suspicious goods are present, continue to monitor the container until an arrest team arrives. In the event of a problem, do not open fire unless directly fired upon. Good luck.
Gotcha. Alright, let's see. What weapons we got? We've got miniguns, missiles, whatever. Okay. Now let's see what maximum frame rate gives us. That was a load screen for a load screen just then. Did you see that? That was weird.
Control to Alpha 1. Cargo containers located at Spaceport Holding Area. Proceed to Spaceport Dome. Over.
Cool, okay.
Control to Alpha Wing. Follow the waypoints to the spaceport. Over.
Alright, so, full analog control. It's pretty smooth. Right stick lets you look around the cockpit. That's kind of cool. Oh my god, look at that.
Control to Alpha Wing. Fly through the tunnel to the next dome. Over.
Try new. Whoop. Okay, that's accelerate. Gotcha. Alright, draw distance is pretty short. Not as short as I was expecting. Can we alter the settings in the game menu? Full screen. top down, drop cam, follow cam, cockpit.
Control to Alpha Wing. You have one unidentified craft in your vicinity. Over.
One unidentified craft.
Destroy that fighter before you proceed.
Okay. Whoops. I can see the damn thing. He's behind me, eh? Wah! I can hear him, but I can't see him. He's below me. Here we go. I can just get a clean look at this guy. Jesus Christ. These not... Okay, these are not guided. These are just... Okay, got him.
Good work, Slater.
Who knows how many innocent people died in that? Okay. Through the tunnel. Next area. I have to say, full frame rate mode looks and runs pretty damn well. This is really smooth and controls really nicely. I'm kind of impressed just how smoothly this runs.
Control to Alpha Wing. Scan the containers for illegal arms. Over.
Yeah, break.
Control to Alpha Wing. Well done. Illegal arms found. Arrest team on the way. Ground Team Epsilon reporting. We're on our way. Over.
Okay, so we got... Ooh. Found another one.
Ground Team Epsilon reporting. We are in position. Over. Control to Alpha Wing. There are 4 suspects in Devor Dome. Track them down and scan them. Over.
Okay, so I've got to go and track down some more suspects. Let's go over here. Okay, this through the tunnel.
Control to Alpha Wing. You have more hostiles incoming. Over.
Do I? Hostiles. I do. What? You. Okay, I need to get a bead on these guys. They are not easy to track. Where? no form of auto aim at all. I was hoping that, you know, get the crosshair within a certain distance, the game would just take over and say, yeah, okay. Where? Got him. Okay.
Nice job.
Ow. That's just a giant billboard here that says cake. I like that. Cake! Buy cake! Lots of cake. Okay.
Control to Alpha 1. Vehicles must be scanned and identified before they are lost. Over.
Okay.
Commence scan. Innocent. Do not destroy.
You say so. Alright, where's the next one? Oh, hello. Just going to ignore that guy and go straight to the next truck.
Commence scan. Innocent. Do not destroy.
Fair enough.
2 down, 2 to go.
Where are you? Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Where are you? Okay. Follow this guy. Okay.
Nice job.
Just gonna keep him in my sights. Oh shit. Fuck. This guy can fucking just turn on a fucking dime and he's behind me. As soon as I turn to face him, he's behind me again.
Commence scan.
Alright, finally. Okay.
Good work.
Okay, that guy's fine.
Do not destroy.
Last one.
3 down, 1 to go. It's gotta be the next one. Commence scan. Ground team Epsilon to Alpha Wing. We are under attack. Request assistance.
Okay, I have to get the hell out of here. Alright. Jesus Christ, how much fucking health does that thing have? Got him.
Control to Alpha Wing. Mission complete. Over.
Cool.
Control to Alpha Wing. Ground Team Epsilon have been eliminated. Over.
Alright, mission accomplished. Okay. Good job. Now we can do what I want to do, which is go back out to that graphics menu and turn everything up. See how badly it affects the frame rate. Kills 6, filling kills 1. Hit ratio 27%. There's a hot password there for anyone who wants it.
It is confirmed that the container was carrying sufficient illegal arms to supply a small army. Krakow Corporation denies involvement. However, it is clear that we should be aware of the possibility of corrupt elements.
Yep, cool. Let's save and then go to the go back to that menu and have a look, how it affects it. Options. Let's turn everything up. Let's make sure that took. Yeah, okay. Let's see how that affects it. I'm anxious to see.
Forensic inspection of the transport wreckage has revealed a document marked with a delivery ID. This has since been traced to a warehouse on the east side.
Okay.
We are sending an arrest team to raid the premises. You must provide air support. Remain close to the team at all times. Defend them against hostiles, and ensure that you do not hit any of our units.
Gotcha. Unguided. Alright, let's see how this looks and runs. I'm expecting it to run like shit. What do you think? Single digit frames? It's a possibility.
Control to Alpha Wing. Escort Ground Team Delta. Over. Ground Team Delta reporting. We're on our way. Over.
Okay, that's... You know what?
Control to
That's
Alpha
not
Wing.
that bad.
You have 2 unidentified craft in your vicinity.
I mean, the frame
Over.
rate is absolutely worse. It's definitely a lot choppier than it was before.
Ground Team Delta to Alpha
But this
Wing.
is
We are
totally
under attack.
playable. I was
With the
expecting
system
like 10 frames a second or something, you know? Perhaps
Destroy those
even-
fighters before you proceed.
I was expecting way worse than this. If only I had guided missiles.
Good work, Slater. Ground Team Delta to Alpha Wing. We are on our way. Keep area clear. Over.
And this field of view is definitely a lot better than it was. I love the fact that you can turn your head in the cockpit to look about. That's...
Control to Alpha Wing.
That's
You have
fantastic.
2 unidentified craft in your vicinity. Over.
Okay, getting a bit choppy when you get close to buildings, but apart from that, this is totally fine. I don't know why you wouldn't just have it on full the whole time. Oh, okay, yeah, it definitely gets a bit bad when you look at the ground.
Alpha Wing.
And to
We
be
are
honest,
on
the
our
frame
way.
rate increase
area
didn't really
clear.
push the frame rate out that further. Like, you know. Like, you wouldn't be able to see that billboard until you got to about here previously.
Control to Alpha Wing. You have 2 unidentified craft in your vicinity.
Yeah, no
Over.
shit! Can I, like, adjust the controls? Because the controls are really, like, oversensitive. I'm barely touching these sticks and it's just throwing me in directions.
Ground Team Delta to Alpha Wing. They're all over us. Do you copy? Request urgent assistance. Over. If you don't do something about those fighters, our ground team is dog meat.
Where? Behind me? Behind me. Okay, if only there was some kind of guided weapon to make combat easier. These sticks less fucking sensitive. Where? Okay. Jesus.
Good work. Ground Team Delta reporting. We're on our way. Over.
Let's go through the tunnel. Follow these police.
Arrest Team Delta to Alpha 1. Raid has commenced. Provide covering fire. Over. Watch out for those turrets, Slater. Friendly fire isn't, Slater. Arrest Team Delta to Alpha 1. Arrest team in position. Over. Arrest Team Delta to Alpha 1. 2 suspect vehicles have been observed retreating from rear of building. Use your EPP and apprehend them. Over. Control to Alpha Wing. EPP those cars before they escape. Over. Control to Alpha Wing. You are clear to disable target. Over.
Got him.
Control to Alpha Wing. You have 2 unidentified craft in your vicinity.
I think that's
Over.
enough. I think that's enough of G Police. It gets a bit samey, to be honest. Gets a little bit samey. Gets a little bit samey. What do we look at next? Let's have a look at Tunguska. I am fascinated by Tunguska. Okay. I'm assuming it's adventure, so Tunguska. Oops, that's wrong. That was a bit abrupt. Oof, take 2. Proudly presents. Wow, they were confident about this game. Exortus. The game by Exortus. So. hell that means. Ooh. Is this game mouse compatible? No. No mouse compatibility. Officer Bubba. His two meathead companions. Prisoner on death row. Okay. What? Is this a god game? Is this a religious game? Is this what this is? God, that would be funny if it was. It would be funny if this was a secret, like religious game. Alright, so tank controls. Whoa. Oh, that's kind of neat. Character model looks terrible. Movement is bad. What the hell? Oh god, this is a Resident Evil game and a point and click game. That's like a combat mode. That's guard. Okay, attack controls are on the D button, the D pad, which is interesting. Oh my god, this is real. This is a. Somebody said, what if we combined Resident Evil with Myst? Somebody unironically said that at one point. In a meeting somewhere. It's like, what if Resident Evil but Myst? It's like, oh Christ. The quality of the FMV in these transition sequences is not good. Oh, really low resolution. There's nothing. There's nothing here. Okay. There's a thing here and another. What looks like a tap or a faucet. Alright, let's try going back through that door again. Just wanted to make sure we didn't miss anything. Whoa. Oh God! I mean, it's an idea, right? It's a perfectly valid idea that somebody must have had. Like, you know how in all these pre-rendered background games, instead of having hard camera cuts between backgrounds, what do we have? FMV transitions. That sounds cool, right? Fuck! I'm trying to enter combat mode. Oh my God, the transitions during the combat are not great. Okay, all I've got are uppercut and straight punch. That's the only moves I have. Unless I can hold down another button and it toggles. Okay, I can sidestep if I hold down guard. Okay. This is the direction I can go? No? Okay. What about over here? Okay. Let's go left. There's another dude up there. I can see him at the top of the screen. Let's go this way. Ooh, there's a thing here. Okay, that refills my health. Alright. I'll take it. Oh, there's a dude there as well. I can see him at the very right of the screen as a flickering pixel, giving away the position of a 3D model. Let's go this way, sod it. Oh wait, I did something. I'm just gonna keep jabbing him until he dies. So if I hold down the cross button and then double tap down on the D-pad. Oh my god. Okay, so if I hold down the cross button and just... Oh, I don't have to double tap. I can just hold down the cross and I do a sweep. And I press up, I do a flying kick. Do a high kick. And a roundhouse kick. Okay. Alright. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Alright. What's over here? What is this? There's nothing here. I came up here for no reason. There's nothing here. Is it the entire reason I'm here is to just beat up people in the afterlife? Like, what the hell? Fuck.
Hop.
Keep going deeper into this hell castle. Oh, there's another dude there. I don't want to have to do that. Oh, okay, so... Fuck. Okay, hitbox on that thing is not... Fuck. I'm just going to keep trying this. You can't just... Okay. Boy.
Hop. 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 Hop.
Ah! I have no health. What a bizarre concept this is. Okay, get out of combat mode. Can I... Okay, now he locks on to that dude, even though he's over there. Nope, immediately just turns around and locks on. Okay. I can't jump? No. No, no jumping. No, I just have to time this incredibly. Wow, that's... Okay. Wow, they're really fond of that one little music sting, aren't they? I'm trapped. I'm trapped. I fucked myself. I'm completely trapped. I have no idea how close I am to those things. Okay. Now. No. Oh boy. Tunguska, you are a piece of work. Alright, let's try and fight this guy. Come on.
Hop. Hop.
Fuck. Oh well. That's Tunguska. Close run. Oh god. We'll do... No, I can't. I've really got to stop. Alright, that'll be for now. That's enough for now. Might revisit some more of these at some point in the near future. Dark Souls playthrough is still happening. I'm just temporarily putting it on hold to see if From Software fix the servers. Although, as every day goes by, more and more people suspect that they may never do that. Which is a massive shame. I'll give them another couple months to see if there's any word on it. And if nothing happens by then, we'll just have to complete that playthrough without multiplayer. Which is a huge bummer, because summoning people is half the fun in that game. Oh well. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm the Real Blue Dragon. Goodbye.